Right now, there are dozens of videos and articles online claiming Princess Leonor's boyfriend has finally been exposed. Some say it's a soccer player. Some say it's a mystery millionaire. Some say an engagement is already confirmed for this year. Every single one of them is lying to you, and not one of them can name a real source, because the truth is simpler and far more interesting. Nobody knows who Leonor's boyfriend is, because there almost certainly isn't a public one to know about, and the reason for that isn't mystery or scandal. It's written directly into Spanish law. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll understand something about Leonor's future that most royal coverage never even attempts to explain, and it has nothing to do with gossip. Let's start with what's actually circulating out there, because it's worth seeing clearly just how thin this content is. Search Leonor's name alongside boyfriend right now and you'll find headlines shouting that her real boyfriend has been exposed, pointing at a Spanish footballer with zero supporting evidence. You'll find articles describing a longtime boyfriend whose identity is being closely guarded, published by sites that, in the same breath, incorrectly state Leonor is 15 years old. She is 20. You'll find engagement rumors confirmed for 2026, videos that confirm nothing, because there's no palace statement, no verified source, no on-record confirmation anywhere in the reporting. What you're looking at is a content farm feeding loop, the same vague claim, mystery man, millionaire boyfriend, engagement confirmed, recycled across dozens of low-effort videos and pages, each one citing the others rather than any actual primary source. None of them can point to where the information originated because it didn't originate anywhere. It was manufactured because, mystery man exposed, gets clicks and, we genuinely don't know, doesn't. So let's actually deal with the real version of this question. Does Leonor have a public romantic relationship right now? As of the most recent reporting, there is no palace-confirmed relationship, no verified partner, and no credible on-record source identifying anyone in that role. That's not evasion on my part, that is the actual state of public knowledge. And once you understand why the Spanish royal household operates this way, the absence of information stops feeling like a cover-up and starts making a lot more sense. Here's the first layer: privacy is policy, not accident. The Spanish royal household, the Casa de Su Majestad el Rey, maintains a consistently tight boundary around the personal lives of the royal children, and this isn't unique to Leonor. Her sister, Infanta Sofia, receives similar protection. Compare this to the British royal family, where courtships are often gradually revealed through official channels, staged photo opportunities, and eventually formal confirmation once a relationship reaches a certain seriousness. The Spanish approach is closer to total silence until, and unless, a relationship becomes something the institution needs to formally acknowledge, typically only at the point of engagement or marriage. That's a deliberate institutional choice, and it means the complete absence of confirmed information about Leonor's romantic life isn't unusual. It's the system working exactly as designed. But here's where it gets genuinely more interesting than any tabloid headline, because there's a second layer underneath the privacy question, and it's constitutional, not personal. Article 57 of the Spanish Constitution, the same article that governs succession and the oath Leonor swore before the Cortes Generales on her 18th birthday, also contains a specific clause about marriage. Under Article 57.4, if the king, or the person who is heir to the crown, marries against the express prohibition of the king and the Cortes Generales, that person is excluded from succession to the throne, along with their descendants. In plain terms, Leonor cannot simply marry whoever she chooses and expect that marriage to be automatically compatible with her position as heir. If she were to marry someone the king and the Cortes formally objected to, the constitutional consequence isn't social disapproval. It's exclusion from the line of succession itself. Sit with that for a second, because it reframes the entire mystery man premise. This isn't a normal 20-year-old's dating life being unfairly hidden from an eager public. This is a future head of state whose eventual marriage carries a formal constitutional check built directly into Spain's founding legal document, a check that exists precisely because who the monarch marries has historically mattered to the stability and legitimacy of the institution itself. That's not tabloid speculation. That's structural fact, sitting quietly in the same article of the Constitution that governs her entire path to the throne. This is also why, when the time comes that Leonor does have a serious, public relationship, it will almost certainly follow a very different pattern than what you'd expect from British or American celebrity culture. There won't be paparazzi style, spotted together, content building gradually into confirmation. There will likely be a formal, controlled disclosure, probably timed and managed by the royal household itself, because the stakes of that announcement are constitutionally different from an ordinary public figure's relationship reveal. It has to be, because unlike almost anyone else in Spain, her choice of partner is subject to formal state consideration. It's worth looking at precedent here too, because Spain's modern monarchy has actually been through exactly this kind of transition before, and it shows you what a real, confirmed royal relationship reveal looks like compared to the noise currently surrounding Leonor. When Felipe VI, then Crown Prince, began his relationship with Letizia Ortiz, a journalist with no royal or aristocratic background, the relationship was kept almost entirely private until it was ready to be announced through official channels. Once it was confirmed properly, an official engagement announcement from the royal household, not a slow leak of paparazzi photos or content farm speculation. That's the model. That's what an actual, verified development in Leonor's romantic life would look like: sudden, official, and unmistakably confirmed by Zarzuela Palace itself, not stitched together from anonymous sources close to the palace that no outlet can ever actually name. Which brings us back to where we started. Every piece of content currently circulating about Leonor's exposed boyfriend fails this basic test. No official statement. No named, verifiable source. No consistency even in basic facts like her age. What they're selling you is the appearance of an exclusive revelation, built entirely on speculation, repackaged across enough channels that it starts to feel true simply because you've seen it multiple times. That repetition is not the same thing as verification, and it's worth remembering that distinction every time you see a royal headline built around the word exposed. Here's what we actually know, cleanly, without embellishment. Leonor is 20 years old. She just completed 3 years of military training across the Army, Navy, and Air and Space Force, graduating from San Javier in July 2026. She's entering Carlos III University this September to study political science. She swore her constitutional oath before the Cortes Generales in October 2023. And her eventual marriage, whenever and to whomever it happens, is not just a personal milestone, it's an event with direct constitutional weight under Article 57.4, one that the King and the Cortes Generales have formal standing to weigh in on. That is the real story sitting underneath all the noise. Not a mystery man. Not an exposed secret romance. A future queen whose personal life, when it does become public, will become public because an institution built on centuries of continuity has decided it's time, not because a content farm decided a fake reveal would perform well this week. So the next time you see a headline promising Leonor's boyfriend has finally been exposed, you'll know exactly what you're looking at, and exactly why the real answer, for now, is simply, we don't know, and there's a very good constitutional reason the palace intends to keep it that way until they're ready to tell us. Transparency note, not for broadcast. This script fully reframes the original tabloid title, which had no credible sourcing, all located content mystery man exposed, specific named boyfriend claims, engagement confirmed, originated from unverified content farm sites and speculative YouTube videos, several containing factual errors misstating Leonor's age as 15. No named individual is identified or implied as her partner anywhere in this script, and no specific unverified figure, e.g., footballer speculation, is treated as credible. The footballer millionaire rumors are referenced only to characterize them as unsubstantiated. Verified anchors used. Article 57.4 of the Spanish Constitution, Marriage Succession Exclusion Clause, her October 2023 constitutional oath, her July 2026 San Javier graduation, her September 2026 Carlos III University enrollment, and Felipe VI and Letizia Ortiz's engagement announcement pattern as historical precedent for how the royal household handles relationship disclosures.